Hello, everybody. I'm George Laramore. Welcome to my channel. This is all about income from home, the best opportunities that you can do from home. I'm going to put a warning on this in bold red letters. If you do not pay attention to this, you're going to need a size 15 boot to kick yourself. Raise your hand if you know anything about Bitcoin. Raise your hand if you passed on Bitcoin in its early stages. When I was introduced to Bitcoin, it was pennies. I mean, just pennies. And I said, nope, I passed. I don't want any of that monopoly money. I passed it on. Now, we have seen Bitcoin as high as $120,000 a coin. If you have not heard of Texit Coin, TXC, it's a Texas-based cryptocurrency coin. Just let me explain a few things. Um, the owner of this coin, Bobby Gray, he was around long before Bitcoin got started. He did the physical coins. This guy was the one that made the Bitcoin for Bitcoin. And so fast forward, he got out of the physical and now is doing digital. And he will share with you why this is Bitcoin Part 2. I'm going to show you two videos. One's it's a 3-minute video, the other is a 5-minute video. And I want you to understand, I'm taking a second job to buy as many coins as I can. When I passed up Bitcoin, I said, I am going to study, I'm going to make my mistakes so that I know without a doubt when that second opportunity comes, I will know it. So, a friend of mine who saw this, it was 14 cents when he first got involved. Um, right now, it's over $4. It's been as high as 7. And we're ahead of schedule because he had predicted that by February of 2026, it'll be 16. We're so far ahead of schedule that instead of 16, he's saying that it's going to be 80. So three, it, there's three things that's happening with this great opportunity. Number one, do you understand that it takes a computer to generate currency? So what we're doing is having the option to buy a machine that's 100 hertz or 100 hash, I would say, that produces one coin a day, 300 hash, which produces 3 coins a day, and 900 hash, which produces 9 coins a day. Let's say Texacoin doesn't reach $120,000. Let's say it reaches 2,000, which is in the cards. If you have a machine that's making you a coin a day, that's $2,000 a day. So let that sink in. If you pass this up again, you're gonna feel worse than you did when we passed up Bitcoin. So I am going to share my screen, and the first the first video, it's less than 4 minutes, and I am going to. This is not. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to play.
Scam to Texit Coin. Talk about Texit Coin. TX. Gold. It was the first. It remains the hardest money ever invented, and its influence is unmatched. The very fact that maximalism exists is proof of Bitcoin's dominance. TXC doesn't pretend to replace Bitcoin. Instead, we honor Bitcoin's path, and then we carve a parallel one with a different purpose: money first. Texit Coin shares many values with Bitcoin maxis. Bitcoin and Texit Coin share a lot of DNA. Both are mined proof-of-work coins. Both disdain the fiat system and the banks who corrupted it. Both were launched without seeking approval from regulators who destroyed the dollar. And both are decentralized, outside of corporate capture, with the goal of serving people, not institutions. In short, if you respect what makes Bitcoin pure, you'll find the same principles alive in TXC. The key difference is scarcity versus purpose. Bitcoin's value proposition is scarcity. 21 million coins, no more, no less. That works beautifully if your goal is to hoard digital gold. But money isn't valuable simply because it's scarce. It's valuable because it's useful. A collectible needs scarcity. A currency needs purpose. TXC's value proposition is usability and purpose. We're not just building coins. We're building a mine, a community, and a marketplace where TXC is traded, spent, and trusted. Where Bitcoin is gold, TXC is currency. How about leadership? Satoshi Nakamoto is a ghost. There is no central leadership in Bitcoin by design. That's part of its strength, but it's also why Bitcoin will always remain a store of value, not a functioning currency. TXC is different. Our founder is the same individual who launched the first physical Bitcoin coins back in 2012, a true friend of the crypto industry with a name, face, and track record. TXC doesn't hide behind pseudonyms. We lead openly, transparently, and locally. Bitcoin's mainstream adoption came with ETFs, Wall Street custodians, and public companies stockpiling coins. This is a double-edged sword. While it grew awareness, it also invited the very institutions Bitcoin was created to resist. TXC rejects this path. We don't want BlackRock, we don't want central banks, and we don't want corporate control. TXC is and will always remain money of, by, and for the people. Our mine is physically located in Texas. Our growth is powered by community participation. Our liquidity comes from individuals, not from Wall Street. We believe that mining matters. Bitcoin mining is now centralized into massive pools in China, Kazakhstan, and corporate farms. Individual miners have almost no chance to participate. TXC reverses that trend. Our mine is crowdsourced. Every new member adds power to our collective hash rate. That makes TXC mining transparent, accessible, and decentralized, exactly how proof of work was meant to be. What is the future of TXC in a Bitcoin world? Bitcoin will always be digital gold. TXC is not competing with that. Instead, TXC complements Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin is a vault, TXC is a wallet. Where Bitcoin is a savings account, TXC is spending cash. The two can and should exist side by side. Both are sound money. Both reject fiat corruption. Both advance freedom. For Bitcoin maximalists, TXC is not a threat. It's an ally in the same fight with a different mission.
So that's video number one. And I apologize for the buffering. I'm new to this. So I'm going to go forward with the second video. And this is the path to $80 a coin. So here we go.
Is Texit Coin on a path to $80 by February? When we first set the goal of reaching $16 by February 2026, it was about credibility. We said, if we raise the better part of $1 billion, build the mine, pay commissions, and promote the currency, then TXC deserves a $1 billion market cap. With 62.5 million coins projected by then, that translated neatly to $16 per coin. But here's the thing, $16 is just a start. If we raise close to $1 billion, why would we only be worth $1 billion? In business, valuations are almost always a multiple of revenue or profit. And by every measure, our project is profitable, scaling, and delivering at a pace few can match. The real conversation isn't about $16, it's about $80. A company doing 1 billion in sales is rarely valued at 1 billion flat. Investors apply a multiple based on growth, margins, and future potential. Tech companies often trade at 5x, 10x, even 20x. Amazon in 2001 did about $3 billion in revenue, but had a $12 billion market cap, a 4x multiple during the dot-com bust. Tesla's $31 billion revenue in 2020 supported a $700 billion market cap, more than 20x. Solana raised $25 million in early funding. Its market cap hit $75 billion, a 3,000x multiple. Cardano raised $62 million and later topped a $90 billion market cap. That's 1,400x. Ethereum raised $18 million in 2014, and by 2021 had a market cap over $500 billion, a mere 27,000x. The lesson is simple. Once a project is profitable and growing, the market doesn't stop at a 1-to-1 ratio. It multiplies. That's why $80 per TXC isn't hype. It's consistent with how strong projects get valued. One of our biggest strengths is that TXC has been liquid since day one. There were no lockups, no forced holding, no artificial scarcity. Miners could sell whenever they wanted. That means the risk of a sudden big dump is behind us. Now every sale creates a new cycle. The early adopter who got in at 2.8 cents and sells at $2.80 just booked a 100x. But the new buyer at 280 isn't hoping for $5. They're dreaming of 280. And the one who enters at 280 is looking to 28,000. As old hands exit and new supporters step in, the upward spiral continues, fueling long-term strength and growth. Capital matters in a money-first project. Currencies succeed when they're liquid, trusted, and backed by a passionate community of supporters. That requires massive resources. We're not just launching a token on borrowed hype. We're literally asking the crowd to do three things: grow the mine, earn commissions, and promote the currency. That puts us in rare company. EOS raised $4 billion, at the time the largest ICO ever, and it vaulted EOS into the top 10. TON raised $1.7 billion. Even with regulatory hurdles, the raise itself was industry-shaking. Ethereum's $18 million raise is small compared to today, but enough to seed the world's #2 blockchain. Binance raised $15 million, a tiny start, but capital deployed with ruthless efficiency built the world's largest exchange. How does Texacoin compare? We're on pace to accumulate the better part of $1 billion, crowdfunded rather than VC controlled. That capital is transparently reinvested into infrastructure, liquidity, marketing, and community. And unlike many ICOs, we're already delivering results in real time. And best of all, this isn't an ICO or a traditional raise. We're building a community and crowdsourcing the budget required to establish a true complementary currency. With 62.5 million TXC in circulation by February of 2026, $80 equals a $5 billion market cap. That's solidly in the top 30 coins, right where a project with a clear mission and proven leadership, hundreds of millions in infrastructure, liquidity, and marketing, a 150,000 plus miner strong community, proof of work roots, and unmatched Texas-based energy advantages belongs. $16 is the proof of concept. $80 is the recognition that we've arrived. This ties back to the last seat on the rocket ship mindset. If we accomplish our objectives, the next logical stop is the top 30. And $80 per TXC is the ticket that gets us there. $16 proves we're real. $80 proves we belong at the top. That's the path. Let's get there together.
That, my friend,
Many have said when they go over the game
is just amazing. And, this is one of my first Texacoin videos, so forgive me for the extra screw ups, but I'm trying. But I know that I'm not going to make the same mistake I did with Bitcoin. And I hope that you subscribe so that you can see many of my videos, so that you can do your homework and see that this is real. Um, I'm going to include my website so you can join my team. If you are confident in the information that I have presented, I'd love to have you on board. I got a pretty good, strong upline, good team. My upline is currently doing about 100 grand a month. Very impressive. So we got a strong team that does great training, and I'll be here for you. I appreciate your time, and read the information below. Um, Take care, and God bless.